Alright, so I had a couple people ask me in the comments on another video, what happens when you choose not to roll with a group race gang? Are you more vulnerable compared to people that roll with groups, races, or gangs? And the answer is yes, abso-fucking-lutely. And I'll give you some examples as to why. So, like I've stated in previous videos, I have never been in a gang. I've never joined a gang. I never rolled with any gangs. And I never participated in any of their bullshit. I have done time with plenty of gang members, obviously, from all different walks of life, all different sets, right? And it's basically it is unavoidable in prison if you ever go to prison, God forbid. But there's still a choice whether you participate or not. And a lot of people would say it's easier to be in a gang than to roll by yourself. And I can attest to that personally. It is harder to do what I did than, click up and stand Federme with a group of 20 dudes than to stand Federme by yourself, So anyway, we'll get to these examples, right? It's like my second, no, it's not my second. It's like, it might have been like my fourth or fifth week. It had to have been past the first month. And there was this Chicano bloodful and this white blood that were both from the same set. The set was called CIA, which I'm not bullshitting. I'm pretty sure it was a Pueblo blood set. But anyway, they were both from CIA, and for all intents and purposes, we'll call the Chicano full Money. This dude Money, him and I had played chess a bunch, and occasionally had played handball together, so we kind of had like a small rapport. But he knew that I was not affiliated, and he knew that I was not trying to be involved in some bullshit in terms of like with the whites. In other words, he knew that I didn't have a group of people behind me, right? So he comes up to me, him and that white dude. Sorry about my dogs barking. Settle down, guys. Y'all just ate. I'll be in there in a sec. They come to my cell, and I'm reading a book, and I remember they knock on the doorway or whatever. I fucking sit up. I'm like, "What's up, fellas?" Stand up. They're like, can we come in? I'm like, "Yeah, y'all can come in." I didn't know if I was about to fight. I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. And he pulls this wrapped up like napkins out of his pocket, and he's like, "Hey, bro," he's like, one of the guards just told me that they're gonna search the house. Fucking, can you hold this? And I was like, "What is it, bro?" And he unwraps it, and it's a fucking syringe. It was a handmade syringe that these junkies had fabricated from, I don't even know, it was like parts of a watch, like spring, dude, and it was like a pen tube with a fucking plunger and this like makeshift needle, like straight harpoon, big dumb, like big rig, Mack truck, nasty fucking big old needle, bro. Like the pod rig that gets passed around and fucking bleach water ran through it. You got 17 guys, 25 guys shooting up fucking Suboxone, meth, and heroin with this fucking thing, right? And he's trying to hand it to me so I can keep it, because he's basically thinks that he can take advantage of me, right? Because I'm trying to impress people, because I don't have anyone to, look out for me. But little did he know that is not the case, right? So I'm looking at this thing. I don't touch it. I'm looking at this thing in his hand, and like a half second passes by, and I look up at him. I'm like, "Listen, bro, I was like, I can't hold that in my cell. And he's like, for real, man? He's like, I'll pay you. He's like, I'll pay you some stamps. Whoop-de-whoop. For those of you that have never done time in the joint, stamps are pretty good money in there. I believe 2 stamps equals $1. So a stamp's like 50 cents, right? So, you know, dude's offering 10, 20 stamps for me to hold a syringe for the night. For some people, that would have been worth it. For me, my thinking is if they're going to search your cell, they might shake down the whole pod, right? Ding, ding, ding. So I'm thinking that. I'm like, nah, homie. I was like, I'm sorry, bro. I appreciate you, but I can't. I was like, but if any weed comes through, let me know. Because I'll grab a capski for the head and twist up some pinners, you know what I mean? But I can't hold that for you, dog. And he's like, come on, man. Like, he's like, I know you're cool, fool. Like, I know you're down, bro. Like, do it. And I'm like, I'm telling him, bro, I'm good. I don't want to be a part of that shit. I don't want to participate. You know, I'm good. I don't want to hold your nasty ass fucking biohazard shit. You know, fucking. He's like, okay. The white dude tries saying something. I tell him no too. They finally give up and, you know, move on to the next poor bastard, right? But the reason I'm bringing this up is in prison, people will take advantage of you, bro. They'll try to, you know, gas you up, be like, oh, you're down though, bro. Like, I know you're down, fool. Like, come on, I know you're cool, homie. Like, do this for the squad, fool. We'll pay you, whoop-de-whoop. And it always ends up a dude that's claiming he's already earned his respect and he's already put in his work, so you have to do it. And it just becomes this fucking slavery contract between you and some older guy that doesn't give a fuck about you, and you're just doing fucking class 1 and class 2 write-ups for these people all the time. You know, I've seen it in multiple cases, you know. People get off the bus, they don't want to click up, but then all of a sudden they get sharked and taken advantage of by people anyway, you know. So another example. Oh, by the way, the pod did end up getting shook down. The pod got fucking shook down. And they had to have had someone hold it, and that person got away with it, because I don't remember anyone getting cracked. I don't remember anyone going to the hole. But yeah, the pod got fucking shook down. So if I'd taken that shit and got cracked for it in my 5th week there, bro, for some fucking fool, I'm not even a part of his gang or nothing. It's just ridiculous, you know? Another example. So this is a tricky subject, bro, because a lot of people are super what's the word, not homophobic, but like, what's the word that means like racist towards gay people? I don't know what that word would be. Basically, a lot of people are in their free time use the F word and are like, oh, you know, we'll call it a cigarette, like fuck fags, you know, and say all this derogatory shit towards gay people. But in there, the gay people are 6'5", 250 pounds. Not all of them, but you get what I'm saying. They're grown ass men, bro, that are just as dangerous as the rest. So anyway, it's a touchy subject. We'll get into it. Some fucking gay dudes, lightweight, got at me, like, verbally. Said like, oh, you know, you're fine. Like, what's your heritage? Are you fucking South American? Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. And because I'm not clicked up with people, you know, they don't do that to like the big gang member guys because they know better. But like, if you roll independent, until you stamp that you're heterosexual in front of everyone and politely turn that down, they are gonna say something to you, you know? So these gay dudes kind of got on me. They're like, oh, you know, you're whoop-de-whoop, where, you know, what's your heritage? And I told them, hey, man, no disrespect, but I don't play for that team, you know. I got a lady at home. I appreciate you, although that's flattering, you know, and I walked away. And nothing came of it, But something as simple as you think you're hard, and you think just because the guy that's saying it is only 5'8" and 170 pounds, he comes up to you and says, "Oh, you're hot, whoop-de-whoop," and you think you want to like show that you're tough in front of everyone. You say, "Hey, faggot, get away from me. I don't fuck around like that." All of a sudden, two of his big ass gay homies and him are beating the dog shit out of you in front of everyone and their mom, and you're now got gay dude's blood like on you because you just fought a gay dude, or whatever. You got the shit beaten out of you by a gay dude, which is not a good story to tell, So it's best to just be respectful, like the utmost respect, and just sternly let them know, hey bro, I don't fuck around like that, without using derogatory terms, without being disrespectful. It's kind of hard to do, man, I'm not gonna lie. In that setting, it's hard to do. And then the other example, there's so many, dude, of like people trying to fuck around, but the other example I would say is okay. This dude, I'm walking, I'm doing laps. There was in our pod, there was a little like jungle gym. It had dip bars on one side, pull-up bars, and like an ab thing you could do. So I would, a lot of times, do laps and do like a little calisthenic workout, then do a weight workout later at Rec Bowl, right? So I'm spinning my laps, I'm doing my little, oh, get that shit, boy. Homie just sent that. That was wicked. I'm doing my little calisthenics routine, and this dude me and this fucking fool, he was an old, lazy, fucking just fat piece of shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He was a fucking bitter old fool, and him and I did not get along. We never exchanged words, but he would always mean mug the fuck out of me, and just the way that fool did his time, he'd sleep in all day and eat fucking zebra cakes in his bed and never go work out, and he was just a bitter pod weirdo, But he, for whatever reason, did not like me, apparently. Just mean mugged me, all that shit. Anyway, I'm walking, I'm doing my laps, and I hear this fool sneeze like a little kid in fucking middle school and say, "Duck!" Like sneeze, he went, "Duck!" And for those of you that don't know, like to call someone a duck or a dump truck, these are like not good words in prison, Like someone that's a duck is someone that's a lame, right? And he says that as I'm walking by. And I didn't see him look at me. He didn't say it right to me. He sneezed and said that shit. And I turned around and I said, "What did you just say, homie?" And he said, "Oh, no. I said good luck to my partner in this game." I was like, "Oh yeah, you said good luck, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, we're playing spades against these dudes." He's got a big old smile on his face saying this. I'm like, "Oh, all right. Yeah, hell yeah, good luck, homie." And I kept walking. I come back around again, and I see this fool, and now he's like kind of looking at me out the corner of his eye. Then I walk around again, I see this fool. And I waited till their game was up, and I walked over and I said, "Hey bro, can I talk to you for a sec?" And he's like, yeah, for sure. And I said, "All right, here, come over here." And I started walking to my cell. But I really just wanted to talk to this fool at first, okay? But he's been down for a while. He started obviously thinking I was about to just tee off, right? And he's like kind of fucking walking slow. Like I could see him like kind of get nervous. I heard like his voice crack a little bit as he's like, "What's up, bro? Like, why, we just want to talk out here?" And I was like, "No, just come over here. I mean, fucking, I don't want to make this a public thing." And he's like, "Let's just stand right outside your door." obviously starting to get what to me looked scared, right? And I'm like, hey, bro. I was like, you got an issue with me or something, homie? Because it kind of seems like it. And he's like, nah. He's like, you got an issue with me? And I was like, kind of, bro. I was like, I thought I just heard you say some shit under your breath, and I feel like you fucking mean mug me all the time, dude. And he's like, nah, man. He's like, that's the way I am. I fucking look at my surroundings. I stay observant. You know, totally missing his opportunity to take accountability and be like, yeah, pussy, I did call you a duck, and just hit me or whatever, you know? Or at least maybe not say pussy, but be like, yeah, I did call you a duck. What's up? You know, and stand on business, you know? But he dodged all that and, you know, acted like he wasn't looking at me, he wasn't saying anything. And I said, all right, man. Well, if we ain't got no issues, then I'm gonna keep it pushing and we can go back to doing our time. But let's just fucking leave the bullshit alone, right? And he said, yeah. He's like, I feel you. And after that, bro, it really wasn't much issues. He never whispered nothing under his breath. He's quit looking at me. But the reason I bring that up is because a lot of people would just tell you to just fucking take flight. Like, if you hear someone say something, if someone calls you a bitch to your face, you have to fight. But most people would have told me, hey, just on the next lap, just hit that fool. But I would have gotten a fucking write-up, went to the hole, and lost time. I would have, you know, got my halfway house pushed back and my parole, right? So instead, I did the diplomatic thing, which is walk up to him, pull him aside, and have a conversation. So basically, man, it's just a lot of it is navigating through uncomfortable situations that take place rapidly while remaining as neutral as possible. And if you have to set it off, if you have to go there, then yeah, you go there. But you try everything you can to not resort to violence while maintaining your face card and basically exerting a certain amount of fucking respect onto the person. Like, hey, motherfucker, you know, I didn't walk away, bro. I told you, I brought you, you know, let them know, hey, you're a man or a woman and ain't nothing gonna take that away from you. But basically, dude, it's extremely hard to roll independent. It's not easy. Joining a gang is a lot easier at times because you do have protection and people don't fuck with you, and it is beneficial, but it's also not good. A lot of times they end up catching more cases, you know? They end up with the wrong crowds outside of prison. They, you know, involve their kids in it and family, and it becomes a generational thing, and it just becomes this whole shit show, man. So, you know, stay away from gangs, and first, just stay away from breaking the law, right? If you end up in the joint, my God, try to stay away from gangs, but just know it's gonna be rough, bro, and people are gonna try you, people are gonna try to take advantage of you, and you're just gonna have to play it as diplomatically as possible while being as respectful as possible, while also protecting and defending your dignity and respect. But have a blessed night, man.